I thought we had something special, something that I am still fighting for. Do you know what I had to go through to see you with General Cortland and Lieutenant Cooney standing guard downstairs? I had to climb up the trellis just to get in here. I'm amazed they haven't dug a moat.
It's not funny.
I don't think it's funny. I don't think anything about this is funny. I missed my plane to California. And why? So you could stand there and tell me that I've imagined this, that I've made this up? What's wrong with you? Has your uncle had you lobotomized?
How dare you?
It's easy. You listen to everybody else in the world except me.
Because all you have are suspicions. You are so filled with hate and anger that you're letting your imagination run off with you, Tad.
Is that what you really think?
What I really think is that this marriage is having problems because of you and because of what you've done. And because you don't want to take the responsibility for it, you're just going to take this ridiculous theory to shift the blame onto somebody else.
You remember when we had a certain fight?
Which fight, Ted? We've had several.
When I told you that I thought you were dumb and stupid.
Well, I remember that one. Yes, that one was a little difficult to forget.
And you came to me and you said, you asked me if you thought that I'd meant what I said. And I said no.
Yeah.
Just for the record, I'd like to change my mind. I think you are stupid. I think you are dumb. I think you are ignorant and naive and gullible.
Get out of my room.
And
get
totally
out.
Why not get out? Why should I stand around here and argue with you? Even talk to you. You got all the answers, don't you?
So you come over here. You say you want to give our marriage another chance. How do you expect to give our marriage a chance when you talk to me like that? When you say all these things to me?
What kind of chances our marriage got when you run around acting like a mindless droid? All I'm trying to do is wake you up, snap you out of this coma that you're in. You won't listen to what I am trying to tell you.
I am listening to what you're telling me. What you're telling me is that I'm stupid, naive, gullible. Isn't that what you said? You're trying to snap me out of a trance, Tad? You know, Uncle Palmer warned me that I shouldn't marry you. And maybe I just should have listened to him.
I wish the hell you had.
You son of a... If you touch my sister...
I didn't hurt Dixie. That's your department.
Get out.
You know something, Palmer? I realized Dixie was in big trouble when she decided to move back in with you. She loves you, and she trusts you. It's obviously her first fatal mistake. And what about you? I mean, I would expect as much from him, but I thought you loved Dixie.
I love my sister. Too much to stand by and watch her ruin her life with you.
Whether you believe it or not, your sister is in love with me. Or she was before Palmer started playing games.
You mean until you lied to her and tried to cut her off from her family?
If Dixie's finally come to her senses about you, all I can say is it's about time. And don't blame us for your failures as a husband.
You're right, Palmer. I lied to Dixie. But you'd never consider doing that, would you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course you do. You're nothing but a twisted old buzzard who hasn't got the first idea about how to relate to another human being. Hell, Nina had to run away from home to get away from your meddling. You're like a one-man emotional demolition squad. Nina's happy. Boom, you go after her. Dixie's happy with a new husband. Boom, you go after that too. No wonder Daisy left you.
You don't know anything about Daisy and me.
I know enough. I know she loved you, but she couldn't stand to live with you either. Face it, Palmer. You're not happy until every woman that lives under your roof is up in her room crying.
I think you've said enough.
Tell me something. You get a little sick thrill out of it, is that it?
Get out!
And you. I could have sworn you had more integrity. Now look at you. You're nothing but another one of his dogs on a leash begging for a cushy job and a nice place to live. And for that, you'd sell your sister.
So long, Ted.
You know something, Palmer? One of these days, you're gonna get what's coming to you. And I'm gonna be there on the sidelines cheering. Well,
Mr. Yu, I didn't realize you were entertaining.
Opal just stopped by.
To see you, of course, but Mr. Yu said you were busy, and he was kind enough to keep me company.
Mr. Yu, weren't you supposed to help Myra with something?
Oh, right, the light fixture. Opal, it was really great to see you.
And you too, Mr. 007.5. See you later. Toodaloo.
All right, Opal. What do you want? As if I didn't know.
Well, as I was saying before you hung up on me, when you convinced me to come here to Pine Valley, you made a promise to me, Palmer Cortland. You told me that if once Tad and Dixie were Splitsville, you would take care of all of my needs. My monetary ones, of course. Okay, well, mission accomplished. I even went to Jackson Montgomery to talk to him about representing Tad in the divorce.
Oh, did you now?
Yes, and you have been pussyfooting far too long. It is pay-up time.
Listen to me, Opal, very carefully. There will be no more payoffs.
Excuse me, did you just say
No more payoffs. And if Tad and Dixie are Splitsville, as you say, it's your son's doing and nobody else's.
Whoa. Now, just hold your horses a minute there, buddy boy. Do you really think that any of that would have happened if I had not been there irritating the situation?
We have been over this 1,000 times. And yes, nobody can irritate a situation better than you can.
Thank you.
And I am convinced that Dixie and Tad's marriage would have survived if he hadn't told her that lie. It was the lie that broke them up.
Are you telling me, Palmer, are you saying that you're not keeping your end of this bargain?
I am keeping it up. I certainly am, then some, and I have the bills to prove it, from the boutique and the Valley Inn. So, there's no reason for you to hang around any longer, not another nickel.
Well, you know, me and Mr. Yu were having a very interesting conversation before you came down.
Were you indeed?
Yes, about his recent trip.
Don't threaten me, Opal.
I'm not threatening, I'm merely stating a fact. I don't think you should be so quick to be giving me the heave-ho, Palmer, because I happen to know a heck of a lot more than you think I know. And my silence is worth more than a few glad rags from some boutique.
Your silence, is that what you said? When have you ever been silent?
I have kept a lot of secrets for you, Palmer Cortland, and you know it.
I'm not paying you hush money.
Oh, well, fine. Fine. I guess I won't have to hush then, will I? Dandy. Oh. Oh, Dixie, what perfect timing. How are you,
What are you
honey?
doing here?
Well, I just came by to see you, of course.